welcome back to another video. So today I have with me the KOH-I-NOOR Magic Jumbo Triangular Colored Pencils, and this is the pack of 24. A wonderful subscriber sent these to me, so thank you, Cherry, for sending these to me so that I can share my first impressions. She wanted me to take a look at these pencils because I guess she was trying to decide whether or not she wanted them for herself. So she wanted me to be able to take a look at them, test them out, and share them here on my channel. So that's what we're going to do today. This video is going to be more so my first impressions of these pencils because I've not really had a chance to play with them, and they are much different than your regular typical colored pencils. I've actually done quite a bit of research on these pencils through Amazon and the internet, and I've read quite a few reviews, and so I do have quite a bit to share with you about these pencils. If you would like to grab these pencils for yourself, I will, as always, have the links down in the description box below. I will also have down there links for my Etsy store and my email list, as well as my Facebook group and my Patreon if you would like to support me there. Let's go ahead and take a look at these Magic Jumbo pencils. So when these initially came to me, they came to me in a yellow padded or pretty thickly padded envelope, and so they were pretty well protected. I think that's generally how Amazon sends these smaller sets of pencils when you get something that's like 24, 36, or even a 12 set of colored pencils. So let's go ahead and pull these out of the paper. And I must say the packaging is pretty cool. I love this design here. It's just really pretty, and y'all know how much I absolutely love blue. And of course it's blue. Now the tin is fairly nice. Let's take a look at the tin. So it says 3-in-1. So I'm assuming that just means that you're getting 3 colors in one pencil, and that is the whole idea behind these, and that's why they call them magic. Now in here you're getting 23 plus 1, and what they mean by that is you're getting 23 colors, and then 1 is the blender. So this white one you see here on the packaging down on the end, that is the blender pencil. And then you could see down here they are ergonomic. They're going to be triangular shaped. It says crash resistant, and the core is 5.6 millimeters. So let's go ahead and pull off the tin and see what we get inside. So you can see we've got our 24 pencils, and look how cool these look. These are, like I said, very different from your typical colored pencils, and we're going to test these out today and see just how different they are. We're going to take a closer look at them and all of that, and try to stick true to my regular pencil reviews and sort of do some of the same things I always do. But in the package we get this little KOH-I-NOOR pencil since 1790, just this little tag, quality guaranteed, in there. And then here we get this little pamphlet that has all of the color names. Now the color names are not going to be on the pencils, but they are going to be on here for you. So if you get these and you haven't swatched them yet, I would hold on to this until you do. But if we open this up, it actually tells us, it's in several different languages actually. So let me turn over here. The first part is going to be in English, and it tells us exactly how to use the pencils. So it just says the special magic colored pencils draws a multicolored line consisting of several shades. The composite lead automatically shades the drawn line without the necessity of rotating the pencil around its axis. Already a small shift in the drawing angle will change the diversity of colors. To achieve the shading effect, you just need to use one drawing instrument and shift the angle of its tip to get the desired effect. So we're going to try that today and see what we can come up with. And then it talks about here how the magic effect is going to be most distinct when you are coloring larger areas. So if you have those coloring books, like some of the Jade Summer coloring books that are labeled easy and they've got the much bigger sections in them, these may be really great for that. And I've read through quite a few Amazon reviews that say these are fabulous for backgrounds. So if you're somebody who wants to color backgrounds and you want your colored pencils to shade a much larger area, then these may work very well for that. And then it just says here, employing various drawing techniques such as shading and hatching will result in more richly textured drawing than you could ever achieve with a regular colored pencils. And then in order to finalize your natural appearance of your drawing, you're going to use this white blender here down on the end to bring all of the three colors that are in the pencil together. And then it shows you down here the difference between standard colored pencils and then what it looks like when you use these KOH-I-NOOR Magic colored pencils plus the blender. So it's just going to sort of blend it out really nicely like this and create a much different effect than using some of your hatching techniques that you would use with your standard colored pencils. So let me just grab a color here that you could see much better on camera, and we'll take a closer look at these pencils. So it says KOH-I-NOOR, and then I'm not sure how to pronounce this, Hartmuth is what it says on there. And then it just says magic in this fancy cursive writing. And then it has a number here, 3407. Now I did check, and all of them have the same 3407 right here on the top. So I think that is just on every single one of them. I am really not sure the significance of this number. And then we have the number of the pencil right here, and all the writing is in gold. So on some of the colors, it's a little bit hard to see, and on other colors, it's really going to stand out dependent upon what the color of the barrel is. So this pencil here is number 8, and then you can see that as they lay here in the tin, they are in perfect order. And so you've got 1, 2, 3, and then your blender is going to be 0. So you've got pencils 0 through 23 in here, all in order. And these are in probably the order that I would put them in if I was swatching these out. Pretty exact to what I would do. I always start with white, and then I go into my yellows, and then my oranges, and then the reds and the pinks, into the blues and the greens. But I think that is pretty typical. So they are in there very nicely. And we're going to go ahead and we are going to swatch these out today. But let's go ahead and talk about the pricing. So these pencils are on Amazon. They come in a 24 pack and a 13 pack as far as I know. I saw in another review that somebody said they come in a 5 pack, but I cannot find that anywhere on Amazon. So you can get the 24 pack for $36.68 right now on Amazon. And then you can get the 13 pack, which is actually 12 pencils plus the blender, for $22.49. Now, if we look at these pencils, you can see that they are ergonomic, so they are going to be triangular. And reading through a lot of the reviews on Amazon, I have read that they are really great for those of you that may have some arthritis in your hands, or you have achy hands. And because they are wider and triangular, I feel like they are probably going to be really comfortable to hold. I know, like the Brute square pencils, they are much more comfortable for me to hold because my hand kind of just lays and nests right in the exact place I need. And the triangular pencils are probably going to be even better because you can see as I'm holding it here, the way that my fingers lay, like it has a flat area for each one of my fingers. This is the typical way that you would hold a pencil, and you could see it's resting here against this finger, resting here against, or this finger's resting here against the outer side of the triangle, and then here on the top I have somewhere to lay my thumb. So I would think that those are going to be very, very comfortable. Of course, I'll know more after I get to sit and use these a little bit more, but I think that I really want to try these for backgrounds. If you would like to see me do that in a future video, please do let me know because I would be glad to do that. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about sharpening these because they are triangular and they are super, super wide. So I, again, have read through several reviews and I can't guarantee that it will work, but I found a review where somebody had suggested a few different pencil sharpeners that work well with these. One of the pencil sharpeners that was mentioned was a pencil sharpener called the Scribble Stuff dual pencil sharpener, and it actually comes with an eraser, and it's only $4.99 on Amazon, and it is a 2-in-1 pencil sharpener, and I will make sure that I link that down in the description box below so that y'all can find that if you need to. Now, the suggestion that I would make is possibly using one of these. This is an artist sandpaper sharpener, and I purchased these. It came with 5 and they were only $7.99, so they're super, super cheap, but they are a great way to be able to sharpen your pencils. These are really great for especially something like a Prismacolor where you don't want to put them in an electric sharpener or even your Doll 133 and make the, lose a lot of your pencil to do a complete sharpen, but you just want to freshen them up in between while you're coloring. Let's just pull this out here, and then you would take off this top layer, and then it reveals the sandpaper here. And so I would think that these would work really well on here to be able to sharpen them. Oh my goodness, and look, while I'm sharpening this, look at all of the colors that come out of this pencil. These are super cool. So this would probably work for sharpening these pencils if you right away couldn't find a pencil sharpener that fit these. But I'm sure there's quite a few other sharpeners that would fit these pencils, because they do make a lot of jumbo pencils. When I go on Amazon and I search jumbo pencils, there's a whole lot that comes up, and some of them even have sharpeners that are sold along with them. So there will definitely be a way to sharpen these. And if you want to check out that Scribble Stuff sharpener that was suggested in an Amazon review that I found, I will have that linked down below. And it looks super, super cool because it also comes with an eraser. And that pencil sharpener is only $4.99. Okay, so I have my swatch chart here. You can grab this swatch chart in my Etsy store, and this one is the 72. It's also available in 120. It has the spaces for the name of the pencil and also for the number, and then of course the space to swatch your pencils, which is large enough if you wanted to be able to do a gradient when you're swatching out your colors. So let's go ahead, and I put the blender down here. Of course, it's just going to be white, but I wanted to make sure my swatch was even, so I went ahead and just added it. So we're going to go ahead and just lay this color down here, and of course it is just white. And then we are going to start swatching our colors. So this one, again, it's not going to have anything but a number here on the pencil. So this one is number 1, but I went through and looked at the list of the colors on the pamphlet, and so this one is Summer Sun, and you can see before I turn it, I'm getting one color. Now let's see what happens when I turn the pencil. I'm not seeing another color in this one. So if I look at the tip of this one, it looks like this one is primarily mixed with white, and I really can't see another color in there. And the barrel is the same. It looks like it has like a darker yellow, a lighter yellow, and then a little bit of white on here on the barrel. So maybe that's why that one is not showing much of the color. Let's go to the next one, which is called Sahara Sun. And so this one is another yellow, but if I look at the tip of this one, it looks like it has a little bit of orange in there. So let's see what we can get from this one. Oh yes, and I see a couple of colors in here. And I do see that orange, a very little bit coming out in the color. That is really neat. A little bit later in the video, I'm going to go ahead and grab a scratch sheet of paper or just a piece of my Spring Hill paper, and we're going to play with these a little bit. So we're going to see what happens, once we add like the blender and all of that. So here, this one, you can see that this one does have a couple colors in it, which is super, super cool. Look at that. So depending on how I turn the pencil, it's actually laying some of those different colors down there. And this one is called Sunny Beach. Okay, so the next one I have, this one is called Orange Flower. And so if we look at this one has a lot of yellow, orange, and red in it. So this one definitely has 3 different colors in it. And I believe that these pencils are a jumbo version of the Tri-Tone pencils. Now look at that. I've got 2 different colors that came out of that one. So over here on this one, I had it turned a different way and there was a lot of yellow that came out. And then over here, there was a little bit more red that came out of this one. So that is Orange Flower. There's a lot of yellows in here, and it seems like a lot of these yellows are mixed with a lot of orange and a lot of red. Okay, so this one is called Fizzy Orangeade. Now, I will say that the names of these pencils are super cool. And as I lay them down onto the paper, they are really quite creamy. They're going down very smooth. They're not scratchy or anything like that. So let's go ahead and lay this one down now. Let's check out the tip of this one. This one is pink and red and yellow. So that's an interesting combination. Let's go ahead and lay this one down and see what we get here. Oh, I see pink and I see the red. And where is that yellow? Let's turn it a little bit. It looks like I'm getting a lot more of the red and the pink, but once the colors come together, it actually creates this, I guess pomegranate is a really good description of that color. Okay, so now we have another one that is more shades of oranges and reds, and it looks like it might have a little bit of a maroon type color in this one as well. Let's go ahead. This one is called Poppy Flower. Let's go ahead and lay this one down and see what we get. And then when I come over here, let me turn it a little bit, and you could see the 2 different colors in there. That is super cool. So this side looks a little bit more orange than it was orange up here. And then when we come down here, you could see a lot of that maroon sort of popping out there. So that one was Poppy Flower. Okay, so here, this one is an interesting combination. This one has, it looks like some yellow and some orange and some blue in there. And it's really neat how the barrels of the pencils look very similar to what you see on the tip of the pencil. So let's go ahead and lay this one down and see what we get. And I think I'm going to try what I tried in that last one. I'm going to come over here. Oh, and look at that. That looks like brown, actually. Now I'm going to turn it around and see if... Okay, so yeah, you could see the blend here. So it is actually brown, and the color that is blended in there are some orange tones, and that one is called Glowing Ember. The names are pretty spot on. That's what I would think that I would look at and, you know, think of a glowing ember. So that's really cool. But this one is going to be blues and reds, it looks like. Maybe some purple. It's a little hard to tell. And it looks even like right there in that one spot, there might be a very dark. I don't know if that's like a dark purple or a little bit of black. Let's go ahead and swatch it and see. This one is called Spanish Night. Lots of red there, and I could see the blue. And then I'm going to turn it around. Oh, and look at that. So that looks like a very dark blue. Wow, so I turned the pencil and came up with a different color. So it looks like some of these darker shades are doing what I would expect these pencils to do, much more so than like this Summer Sun. Here is the next color that we have. Let's go ahead and look at the tip of this one. So we've got reds and oranges and either gray or blue in that one. Let's go ahead and swatch it and see. This one is called Erupting Volcano. So I'm going to use one side of the pencil over here, and this one has all the colors coming out. That is so cool. Now I'm going to turn it around, and I see a lot more red. That is super, super neat. These are some really cool pencils. Okay, and then I've got Strawberry Ice Cream. This one definitely looks like strawberry ice cream. It looks like it has a very pale pink in there, and then a medium pink, and then a much darker pinky, almost purple type of color in there. So let's go ahead and see what this one does. And I'm going to do it on one side of the tip first. And it actually started out with a lot of the darker pink and then came down and the lighter pink came out. Now let's turn it around to the other side and we get a lot of the darker pink. That is really cool because I could see blending these out on something on a coloring page and knowing exactly which part of the tip I'm getting the right color and just having all of the colors that I want in one pencil, which I think is just really, really neat. Okay, so this one is called Forest Violets. Okay, so if we take a look at this one, it looks like it has a very dark purple and then a medium tone of purple and then some pink. And this one is called Forest Violets. Let's go ahead and see. Oh, this is super pretty. Look at the purple in there coming out. Oh my gosh. And then I turn it around. Oh, that is so cool. And then we've got like a very dark purple here, and this almost looks blue. Look at all of those colors I got out of one pencil. And I think I want to leave my swatch chart like this because I want to know what colors come out of each pencil. But after we finish swatching these out, we are going to play with them a little bit and we're going to see what that blender does. So this one is called Evening Storm. And this one has a lot of teal, and it looks like some darker blue and shades of red. And so let's go ahead and lay this one out. Again, I'm going to do one side of the pencil. Look at the teal coming out in that red. And then I'm going to turn it around, and it doesn't really look much different on this one. I'm pretty sure it depends on where you are on the lead. See, I'm doing this right here, and I could see a lot of that teal coming out. But this is just basically teal and red mixed together, it looks like. It looks like there's a little bit of blue in there too. This one did come out the same on both sides, no matter which way I turn the pencil. Here we have Summer Sky. This is a gorgeous light blue. Y'all know how much I love my light blue. So it looks like we've got some dark blue in here and some light blue and then a medium blue. So this one is just shades of blue. It's called Summer Sky. This is one side, and then I'm going to turn it around and see what we can get. And then it looks like a darker blue. So this one is super, super pretty. I bet that would be beautiful once you took the blender to that. And again, these are laying down really nicely, especially on this Spring Hill paper. So here I have another one that is blue, and it just looks like some different shades of blue, a little bit different than the last one. So let's see what we can get from this one. Okay, so that is one side, and then I'm going to turn it around to the other side. And this one here looks, I don't know, these two blues are different from one another, but they are fairly close when I turned the pencil. It looks similar to what happened when I did the Summer Sun. This one also is some different shades of blue. This one has light blue and a very dark, dark blue. And I don't really see another color in this one, but I'm sure there probably is another color since I'm pretty sure the 3-in-1 means that there's 3 colors in each pencil. So let's go ahead and swatch this one out here. Okay, so I see a very deep dark blue and then a medium blue, and I'm going to turn it. And then I can see a lot more of the darker blue here. Okay, so we only have a few more to go. This one is, oh, this one is very, very neat. I see teal in there and green and yellow. Wait, I see some blue. So I see teal, blue, and yellow actually in this one. I don't know if you can see that. I'll hold it a little bit closer. But the colors don't really look the same as what I'm seeing on the barrel for this one. Let's see what happens when we swatch this. Okay, so it does turn to green, but it looks teal on the tip. Oh, look, there's the teal. Oh, that one is so, so cool. That one is called Tropical Coast. And I don't know if I mentioned, that one was called Quiet Twilight. Okay, so we've got a few greens here. So this one is another yellow with green. So it looks like it's a dark green, a medium green, and then it's mixed with yellow. And this one is called Dandelion Meadow. Let's see what we get here from this side. Okay, so yellow and green mixed together, and then we're going to come over here. And it's the same, but the green is darker. Okay, so this one is called Forest Stillness, and this is another green. This one has 3 different shades of green in it. So this one may look a lot like the Summer Sun. Let's see. Okay, so let's turn it around and see if we get something different. Okay, so that is a little bit lighter, and then this is a little bit darker, and you can sort of see the other colors coming out within these colors and blending together. This one is called Rainforest, and you can see on the tip we've got different shades of green. Again, this one looks like it might be a little bit more of your olive greens. Let's go ahead and swatch it and see. So let's do one side of the pencil here. Yep, this is more of an olivier green, and then, oh, that's a really nice blend. Oh, wow. Oh, I like that one. That is really cool. So this one here is called Bengal Tiger, and let's take a look at the tip. So we've got a bunch of different shades here. It looks like there's actually some black in there and some orange and some red. It looks like a very deep red. Let's go ahead and try this side of the pencil. And yes, it looks like black mixed in with orange. And then I'm going to try, oh, wow. Red mixed in with black. Let's turn it one more time for this one. Oh, and it's pretty much the same thing. Now see, when you turn the tip of the pencil, you get a different blend of the colors. This is so, so cool. I have not seen anything else like these. These are just really, really neat. Aside from when I did my crayon review of all of the different crayon blends, there was one crayon, I can't remember right now off the top of my head, but there was one that blended together just like these. And I'll link my crayon review in the upper right hand corner if you want to see that. But it was all the specialty crayons. So this one is called Australian Bush. And this one looks like it's got like an olivey green, greenish brown, and then a brown, and then a very dark, dark brown. Let's go ahead and swatch this one out and see what we get. Okay, and then let's turn it. A little bit darker brown. Let's turn it again. Oh, wow. I like that one. That's really pretty. Okay, and now we have our gray, and I'm assuming that this gray one's going to have some black in it too. So it has some gray, some medium gray, and then it looks like black. So let's go ahead and swatch this one out. And let's turn it a little bit. And then turn it again. Oh, wow. Okay. So we've got quite a bit of black in there, but it really looks like a very dark, dark gray. And then 2 different lighter shades of gray. These both look a little bit different. And like I said, it depends on how you're turning your pencil and what part of the tip is actually touching the paper. Okay, so here's our swatch chart, and that is what the colors look like. And I'm going to take a look at this and try to see which ones I want to use the blender on. Okay, so I have a piece of Spring Hill paper, and I'm leaving my swatch chart sort of off to the side because there's some of these that I really want to be able to test out. Okay, so I went and put the numbers in for each one of these because the color name is not on the pencils, and so I want to make sure that I'm picking up the right one that I want to test out. So I think the first one that I really want to test that really looked cool on my swatch chart is this Forest Violets, which is number 12. Okay, so let me go ahead and lay some color down, and I'm going to turn it 3 times. And see, before when I did it on my swatch chart, I got a lot more pink. And there's the pink. Okay, now let's see what happens when we take our blender pencil and go over this. Oh wow, it's working really well and really pulling these colors together. Let's go the other direction maybe. Okay, so here on our swatch chart is without the blender, and then this is once I blended the colors together, and that is really, really neat. Really neat. Let's go ahead and try out another one. There was one that I definitely wanted to try out. I think this Bengal Tiger color I really want to test out and see. Oh, and this Tropical Coast. Let's do the Tropical Coast first because there were some beautiful colors in there. So number 17. Okay, so I apparently put the numbers down wrong. And so I'm pretty sure if I look at this that this is actually number 16. So I'll have to go back and fix that later. I probably laid them back in there out of order after I swatched them. But this definitely looks like it is this one. So let's go ahead and try this out. Again, this is Tropical Coast. And I'm going to lay some of this down here. And then I'm going to turn it, and I'm getting more of that pretty teal color, and I think I want to lay a little, oh wow, now I'm getting a really dark teal. And I'm going to go back and turn again, and then turn again on that side. Now I've noticed if you just keep turning, and you can tell if you're on the right space of the tip, because when you turn, and the pencil being triangular, I'm actually making one turn to the next part or to the next side of the triangle when I turn it. So that's pretty helpful. And then I'm going to come back with my blender pencil and I'm going to blend all these colors together and let's see what we get. And I'm really just using a circular motion when I do this, and I'm using harder pressure than I was when I actually laid the color of the pencil down. But look at that gorgeous color. That is so pretty. Okay, so there's a blend of the colors. And then here's what it looks like before it was blended together. Okay, so the next one I want to try is this Dandelion Meadow. And I think this one would be really pretty to create grass with. And I really want to see if what they're showing here is really true, where I can come back with the blender and blend it together, because I think I want to try with this one to just make some strokes here like I would if I was creating grass. Look at that. Now I don't know if I was creating grass if I would necessarily want to come back and blend them together, but I'm going to try it and see what happens. Because the tip is rather wide, my lines are not really thin, they're a little bit thicker. So I'm going to come back with my sandpaper sharpener and I'm going to sharpen this just a little bit to make my tip of my pencil quite sharper, or quite pointier I should say. Okay, and let's try that again and see how long this is going to hold that sharp tip. They do feel like a harder pencil, and this is actually working quite a bit better now that I have a sharp tip on my pencil. And you need to remember to come back and turn. See, once I turned it, I got that really pretty shade of that dark green. But look at the gorgeous grass that you could create with this. Wow, that is super cool. So look at that. That would be really cool grass for a coloring page, and it would look really neat if you had to just add something to a coloring page and wanted to create your own grass. But look at the difference in these colors. It's got some yellow in there and some green, and it just by turning the tip of the pencil, it just made it so easy to create this grass. And this one, even though my tip on my pencil was a little bit wider, it still looks really good. They both really look good. Let's see what happens when we come back with our blender pencil. And I'm going to do it on the top one because I really want to see the difference in what it does to my grass. And I probably need to take some of the color off of this blender tip here because it's got quite a bit of color on it. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this one here and see what happens. Oh, wow. Oh, that is really cool, and it still looks like grass. Look at that. It looks even better. You could still see the lines, but it sort of spread some of that pigment around. Let's see over here if I can get this to move. Oh, look at that. It's moving so easily. It just pulled that yellow right in there. bringing this strand of what would be grass right into the other colors. If you wanted to keep your grass like this, you totally could, or you could come back with the blender and sort of blend it in, and that looks, I think this one looks even better. But that is super, super cool. I really, really like these. Should we try one more? I really wanted to test out this Bengal Tiger one and see what we can get from that, because the colors in this are very cool. So let me see. I'm pretty sure it's this one here. Y'all know I just really fudged up those numbers. So yeah, I have 21 and this one's actually 20. So I'll have to go back and fix that later. But let's go ahead and try this one and see. And then I'm going to turn it to the next part of the triangle and then turn it again. That is so neat. Let's go ahead and bring in our blender pencil. Wow, it just brought all of those colors right together. Okay, so that's what the Bengal Tiger looked like before when I just swatched it out. And that is what it looks like when it's all blended together. That is so super cool. I really, really like these. They are very different. And I'm wondering if I could try to do some kind of background with these. Okay, so all my colors are swatched out. We did quite a few tests with these pencils. We checked out the blender, and this was a lot of fun. These pencils are definitely very unique. They're very different than any other colored pencil I've ever seen. And like I said, my first time playing with these was just doing it right here with y'all. As far as my first impressions, I really do like them. Thank you to my wonderful subscriber, Cherry, for sending these to me, because if you hadn't, I probably would have never ever discovered these, because I don't generally search around Amazon and look for things that are unique like this or anything like that. And I've never had any of the KOH-I-NOOR sets, but this one is super, super cool. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up, because that really helps my videos to be seen by others. And I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Happy coloring. Bye.